Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. So thank you for joining us with our inspiration day. I thought I would do one of the stencils. So I'm going to use my favourite, which is the Tulip Circle stencil. Nice easy one. So what we're going to start off with is obviously the Tulip stencil that was released last month, which is SP1363. We're going to go with the oxide, so I am going to go in with Shabby Shutters. I've got the new release, which is the Scorched Timber and Saltwater Taffy. It gives you a lot more of a softer colour rather than the Distresses. So as always, we've got a magnetic sheet, and I'm just making sure that I'm in the shot, so just check. There we go. We're going to go in with our stencil, and we're going to go in with one of our cards, which is 130 by 130, which is the exact size of the stencil. So line it up, magnetic sheet on, and we're going to screen it off. So I'm just going to go all the way around with my Sweet Poppy stencil tape. Lovely. There we go. So it just keeps it nice and flat. I'm going in with brown oxide brush, and I'm using the blending brush for this because I'm going to go straight over the top with it. So obviously on this you can see we've gone different colours. The easiest way for me is to go straight over with one colour, go over with other colours and cut out the tulip heads, just so I can get it really precise. So I have prepped a little bit ahead. So we're going to go in and just check, and you're just building up your layer. And it's a real beautiful colour, this Scorched Timber. So just controlling what we're releasing so you're not flooding it too much. If you overload your brush, what's going to happen is it's got nowhere else to go but bleed underneath. So taking off and going to it and building up a layer as you go. Check I'm still in shot. Making sure I get a good coverage. Try not to rock the camera. Lovely. So you could let that dry, just check that it's nice and dry, and then if you need to do another layer, you can always go over the top with it. Taking all the excess ink off the stencil and just using that as well, so there's no waste. So pop that to one side. So that was Scorched Timber. So we're going to take a stencil off and a warm soapy water, and you can wash that, pop that to one side and wash that. I can see just a little bit there that I haven't caught. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to cheat, I'm just going to put a little bit more there so that I'm really happy with the coverage. So I'm just going to make sure that it's held tight. There we go, that's better, happier with that. So tape off, stencil off, and then pop that into water to wash. So what you've got is a beautiful clean brown colour. So pop that to one side, let that dry, and we're going to do our cheat way. So I'm going to just Again, with my stencil, I'm going to line them up. So I'm making sure that I've got it the right way, the same as the other way. So I know I've got my words, my etched words on there. So back in with my magnetic sheet. Check that I'm in shot again. And I'm going to go over now this time with my green for my my leaves and pink for my tulip heads, or whatever colour you wanted. So you could have different colours. And this time you don't have to be so precise with this. All you want is perfect tulip heads and leaves. The rest you're not bothered about. It's just easier than trying to mask all this area off. This is the easiest way. So I'm going to go in with my green. Now this time what I've got is I've got my detail brushes. I've got my green oxide and my pink or red oxide detail brushes. I've got my blending brushes just for quickness as well, my green and my red. Okay, so pop those to one side. I've got saltwater taffy and I've got shabby shutters. So we're going to do the green first, and I'm going to just take up, and I'm just after just the leaf. When I get to this area here, I'm going to be a little bit more careful. So just going across, just so I get the outline. And again, I'm going to go across. Now what I would say is just make sure it's all dry before you start cutting it out and matting and layering. So give it a little blast over with a heat gun. Make sure it's nice and dry. I'll pop it to one side. So we just need, so where's my green? So tap off. I'm making sure it's nicely blended in. So I don't need the whole of it, I just need the parts. So this time, when I go over with my pink, I'm going to just make sure that I'm not too rushed doing it. So pop my green away, I don't need that one again. And go in with saltwater taffy, going, just tapping on my leaves, on my spare tape there, so I'm not hurting anything, but I just need to come over so I know where the line, where the cut line is. So just going over a little bit there. That's it. Once I've got that area, then the rest is pretty quick. So if you wanted, you could go from yellows to oranges. If you wanted, you could really go to town on your tulips. So we're going in with the pink or the red brush, and again tapping off and just filling up the rest of it, and again tapping off. And we're just after the tulip heads, that's all we're after. We've already got the foundation with the brown. So making sure it's not going to bleed, so you're just building up your layers bit by bit by bit. Lovely. Hopefully I'm not shaking the camera too much. So pop the tape away, pop that away, and pop my pink away. So clearing my area. So I'm going to take off my stencil. Lift him off. So as you can see, so pop my stencil away to be cleaned. I've just got my tulips and my leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting out my tulip. Okay, so pop my magnetic sheet away, and this is now my fine detail. So normally I would go quite close to the edge. So, and I get my head in the way. So, because I just need my tulip, I can snip that off there, put that to one side, and then all we're going to do is we're going to leave a white border around. There we go. So just leaving a little edge all the way around. Cut any pink off, you don't want your pink showing on that bit. And again, use the line and just trim it around. Moving the paper, not the scissors. So we'll fast forward as we've already got these all cut out. Okay, so we now have, there we go. Oops. Okay, so we now have our 3 tulips and our 2 leaves. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our base, fabulous, and we're going to use our glue. Now, just for quickness, I'm going to use a roller, but I would probably use wet glue for these. So let me get one that's working. So all we're going to do is we're just going to line up our tulips and we're just going to lay over. Nice and simple, nothing difficult. And again, just so that I don't get any glue on the mat. And it's just for quickness, we're just lining up and masking off. Now, if you wanted to do different backgrounds and things like that, you could do yourselves little masks, keep these and just lay them over, go over the top, pull off. So there's lots of different ways that you can go to get your different colours, and that's on all of the stencils. So don't think of it just for this. So we're just lining up, masking off. So you've got him all set. There we go, nice and easy. So next bit we're going to do is on the card we've got a brown border. So all I've done is I've cut myself a little piece of card that is 135 by 135, so it's a smidge bigger, and I'm just going to pop that on there because it's a mucky one. Okay, make sure I'm in shot. So I've got my oxide, my brown oxide, and I'm just going to go and create a border. Go around, turn it. Don't worry if you get fingerprints over it because it's going to be hidden. This is your matte and layer, so this is a nice easy way, if you haven't got the right card, that you can actually get as close as you can to the right colour. So take a little bit up, and I'm just going to blend that out, make it a little bit softer, so I've got no lines. It helps to dry it as well. So we're just softening it out, and again, lovely. So lid on that, don't need that now, that's to one side, pop that to one side. I'm going to blast this with a little heat gun just to dry it. Nothing worse than getting fingerprints over your work. Lovely. Okay, so pop him to one side, I'm just going to all the way down. Now you could 3D the tulip heads if you wanted to. I just wanted them flat. So you could, if you wished, to 3D them. So again, just pop that into shot. Lovely. And just gonna give it a small border. I'm hoping that's straight, as I'm not looking on it. Lovely. And I have got it's a 7x7 card. It's a little bit smaller because I just chopped off the edge as it was a tad little bit wonky. And go in again. Normally, as I said, I normally use wet glue, but this is just really for quickness. I tend to keep a lot of my cards with like the sentiments on, just so that I know, you know, later stage if I need to use it for a birthday or sympathy or whatever. So pop that on. I'm just going to go so I don't get my mucky hands on it. Lovely. Now we're going to put the little finishing touches, and I'm going to use enamel accents for that. So I've got a little blockage. Okay, let's see. Lovely. Just before I go to it, so try not to get my head in the way. Oops, a little bit bigger than what I wanted, but never mind. That's actually quite nice. So and these will dry raised. So just slightly bigger one. There we go. And that completes the sample. Nice, simple and easy, but really effective. So there you go. And easy for batch making as well. I hope you enjoyed the inspiration. Thank you for joining us throughout the day. And don't forget to tune in for more inspiration from the Sweet Poppy design team. Thank you.